everyone, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I am thrilled to share the first project in my October daily. It is the only activity we did before October that could definitely fit in this album. So it is a huge spread to document the pumpkin patch, and I am working on a template so that way I can share with you guys. You know, I have a few edges right here where it's imperfect, so I'm kind of working on that for you guys so it'll be perfect for you guys. But I'm going to share that template at some other point. But I have this page that I'm going to put together in the video, and this one kept it very simple, and then just a little insert. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'm going to switch to voiceover. So I just left my project printed as is and then backed it on some heavy cardstock. So I printed out on my matte paper the photos, collages, and then I just left it like that. I didn't cut anything out or anything like that. I didn't want to mess with the collage or alignment. And then I'm going to stamp several phrases that I'm going to add into different spots on the page. So I have family fun, simple pleasures, a little adventure, and pumpkin crush. And then I also stamped sugar rush, but I'm not going to use that. And then I will work on how I want to embellish this page, which was kind of tricky for me because there was only one pumpkin die cut from the Feed Your Craft kit, and I would have loved to include more pumpkins, but I don't really have a pumpkin stamp that is really that big from Feed Your Craft. So I will get to how I fix that in just a second. So I cut everything out, cleaned off my desk, and now I'm putting everything back together. That way I can kind of figure out where I want my placement. Since I printed my photos on the matte paper, I couldn't tuck that seasonal favorite behind my photo. So I just chopped off the top half that I wanted and used that. Trying to figure out a spot for simple pleasures. I'm going to kind of put it in between three different photos. And I did leave one little spot on the template for a stamped phrase and a little cluster, and it actually worked out really well for me. Up at the top, you can see I put another die cut good stuff, and then I had some leaves left over from the DIY cards. So I made a little cluster up there, but eventually I'm gonna move it since I had seasonal favorites up at the top on the left. To me, it made more sense to put another cluster down at the bottom. So that just makes more sense to me. And then on the left side, I'm going to have a little adventure and then another leaf right there. So that'll make another cluster and another point of, to move your eye along the layout. And then Pumpkin Crush, I put in the middle of the pumpkin field. There was a little bit of a dark spot in the photo, so that felt like a good spot to put the little phrase. Pulled out another phrase die cut that said, "Love all of this." And I am going to add in 2 leaves, like I said, at the bottom of this cluster. And then I am going to pull out a stamp set that was for Thankful 30, and it has a very, very tiny little pumpkin on it. And I am going to stamp some of those and then fussy cut out the pumpkins. Because I don't know why, you guys. I really wanted to just stick with using my Feed Your Craft supplies. I could have figured out another way to do a pumpkin, but since I was determined to stick with Feed Your Craft, I just used these little tiny pumpkins. And so I will put one above Simple Pleasures. I'm going to tuck one into the leaf on the left side, and same thing on the right side. And then that will pretty much wrap up this spread. Pretty simple and pretty quick. I just need to punch the holes for the layout. And I made sure when I was doing my project that the photos that would get holes were not important pictures necessarily when the holes were going to be punched. And I backed it on heavy cardstock as well to help. When I originally planned this front page of my kids and the pumpkins, I had the photo on the right side, but I decided to put it on the left. And then I will have just a pumpkin photo close up right next to my kids. I thought I might use that leftover piece of journaling card underneath, but decided not to do that. And then I thought, well, how about I just carry the theme of the little pumpkins at the bottom? So I stamped a border and I didn't like it at all. It just was really crooked, and I didn't like it. I felt like it didn't add anything. So I grabbed some of the papers that I had from Halloween Magic, I believe is the collection. So I just used 2 of the cardstock colors, the orange and the yellow. And then I'll use that pumpkin everything die cut to pop dot it. And that's pretty much it for this page. I might go back and add some leaves, because now that I'm like looking at it and thinking about it, the page might be a little too plain, but that's okay. I can always go back and add some leaves behind the pumpkin everything die cut. And then I'll just add a few lines for journaling, and that will finish up the spread. And now I can add it into my album. And I'm also going to add in a page protector that I chopped down in half, so that way I can add in the favorite photos that I wanted to stay 3x4. So one of each of my kids, and then on a back, my husband and daughter, and then us jumping on that giant trampoline. So glad I didn't die or fall on that trampoline thing. All right, you guys, this page is done, and I hope you loved seeing this first little spread come together. I'd love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you're new to my channel. Have a great day. Bye.